Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time you're all doing your work, but regardless, hello. It is Wednesday, and we spent the last 2 days talking about success and failure. We've listened to J.K. Rowling talk about both failure and how it helped lead to her success. So it's not whether or not we fail, because as she said several times in her speech, it's not failure that defines us. We will fail, each and every one of us. But we're not defined by that failure. We're not defined by our bad days. We're defined by how we bounce back from those bad days. It's how we respond to our inevitable failures that defines us. Now, you've all heard the saying, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up. And we've read Langston Hughes tell us that same message in Mother to Son. So many other authors, so many poets, so many short story authors, so many of the speeches that we've watched this year send that same message. Dance, Mama, Dance. This is not a small voice. Harlem. I Too. The Road Not Taken. The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Are you seeing a pattern here, guys? Failure is something that we all deal with. But again, it's not failure that defines us. It's our ability. It's our willingness. It's our determination to get back up. That's what defines us, and we've all done that. All of us have failed. But the fact that we are here today, that is the proof. That means that we've come out the other side. We've gotten back up. We've responded to failure. And that was the message. That was the theme of J.K. Rowling's speech. Now, we're going to take that same theme, and we're going to look at it in a bit of a different context the rest of the week. We're going to look at another side of success versus failure. We're going to do that by studying Lance Armstrong and the story of Lance Armstrong. For those of you who don't know who that is, Lance Armstrong is an American bicyclist. He's a bicycle racer. He's one of the greats of all time. It's an interesting story. Just as Lance Armstrong was becoming a good bicycle racer, just as he was starting to win some of the bigger races, he developed cancer. He was a young man in his early 20s, and he developed very bad, very dangerous cancer. So not only was his ability to race again threatened, but he was fighting for his life. He overcame cancer. Not only did he overcome cancer and won the most grueling bicycle race in the world called the Tour de France. The Tour de France is a 23-day, 2,200-mile race. Not only did he beat cancer and come back and win the Tour de France, but he won it again the next year, and again, and again. 7 straight times he won the Tour de France. That's never happened before. No one had ever won more than 3. Well, he won 7 straight times. But as he began to become so dominant, rumors started to be spread that he was cheating by using performance-enhancing drugs. He responded angrily to those charges. He said he was not cheating. He denied it. Eventually, he failed a drug test, and they found performance-enhancing drugs in his blood and in his urine. And he still denied it, said the test was wrong, belittled the person who gave him the test, said that they were trying to throw him under the bus because he was so good. People were starting to hate. That was his answer to failing the drug test. Well, eventually he admitted it, and you guys are going to learn about that today. You're going to watch 2 videos about Lance Armstrong. And then after watching both videos, you're going to take a stand. You're going to decide whether you think he's a success or he's a failure. So you're not going to write an essay, but basically you're going to make a thesis statement. Like we talked about when we write our thesis statements, you're going to take a side. You're not going to say maybe, might, can. You're going to take a stand. He's either a success or he is a failure. And you're going to answer some questions. You're going to do some exercises that are going to point you in that direction. And then we're going to do a little bit more with that on Thursday. So watch the videos, take a stand. Is Lance Armstrong a success or is he a failure? I'll see you in Google Classroom tomorrow.